It's the Brother Streep Garage of groundbreaking inventions.
Hello and welcome to the Brother Streep Garage of groundbreaking inventions. Now, this is a show where the brothers pitch inventions to me that are made up in order to improve the world. So, on my right we have Dylan Streep.
Hi.
And on my left we have Simon Streep.
Hello, I decided to come back.
I'm glad. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
My name is Andrew, and the theme of this week's show is the airport.
All right, well, I had trouble a couple of years back going to Edinburgh. I was very excited, never been out of the country properly before, at least that far out of the country. And I had with me in my luggage, in my hand luggage, a small, tiny, innocuous pair of little scissors. And, and I kind of went through the whole system and everything. And they were like, "Whoa, no!" It came up on their X-ray, which you can also use if like your wife's pregnant and you can't afford the scans. Put it through there. Like, oh, hello.
It's a bit like a little car wash too, taking it clean.
Is it a boy? Is it a girl? It's probably dead now because of the radiation. So actually, no, don't put your wife through there.
Yeah.
But so they saw the scissors, and I was like, this shouldn't be a problem. But they're like, no, that's a big problem, which is weird because I wasn't planning on slitting the slitting the pilot's throat or anything like that. At best, when I got to Edinburgh, I was going to maybe cut some paper. At worst, use it to cut the red wire to defuse a bomb. Yeah. It wasn't going to be a big thing in life, but they confiscated it and it made me very sad. And I thought, if this has happened to me, someone who is a law-abiding citizen, then it could happen to other people. People must be getting their luggage confiscated all the time. So I've created a shop to be at all airports called Banned Luggage. Get the pun? Hand luggage?
Yeah.
Banned luggage, all right? And what happens is when your stuff is confiscated, you take it to the shop, you go, here are my scissors. They go, here is a token for something more or less the same amount of scissors. You go, okay.
The same amount of scissors? How many pairs are you carrying?
Depends. It
Just
might
a
be
bucket load of scissors. Why can't I come through with this?
I want to start a scissor shop in Switzerland. So what happens is that you give them the item, they give you a voucher for more or less that same worth of the item you gave them. Yeah. When you get to the next airport that you've landed in, there's a shop as you come in, which has other items that have been banned. And more than likely, people are banning the same sorts of things. So you go, cool, I'll just take that pair of scissors, you give them your voucher, and you end up having the item that you wanted to have with you in person.
That is a fantastic idea.
It's a very sensible idea. How much will I get for a petrol bomb?
That's true. The problem comes when people are banning actual items that should be banned. Yeah. You don't want to have the other side of the airport being a gun shop. Like, welcome. We thought you couldn't come into the country with a gun, but we were kidding. Yeah. Take your pick.
The problem is that I don't work in aviation.
Right.
This may come as a surprise. And I don't know what they do with the things that they ban. Do you think that that's the perks of their job? Because they're going to be upset if suddenly it's, what are we having for Christmas this year, Daddy? Nail clippers. If suddenly it's not even that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you thinking that the families of people that work in aviation are eating nail clippers for Christmas?
I did say, what are we going to have for Christmas, didn't I? Sure.
Because I think they're paid quite well based on what we have to pay to go flying. Yeah. I'm pretty sure none of them are going.
I would hope that a lot of that money goes to making sure the airplane itself gets me to where I'm going without crashing and burning.
I've been in some dodgy planes before. I'm not too sure if that's where
I think most of it's going to the guys who put things through X-ray.
Probably. Though the worst is when you're in a plane and they go, oh, this is wrong with it, so we're going to be a delay when we check it out.
Yeah.
And then they still use that plane to fly off. That's always the worst feeling. You're like, no, sorry. If you've stopped proceedings for a while because a part's not working properly, get me on a different plane, please. I'm not going on the same plane. It's annoying.
Well, the thing about getting on planes that I find really frustrating is people's ability to just abandon all etiquette and common decency as the human race. Queuing to get on a plane is so frustrating to me. I don't know what. It just makes me so frustrated. People go, we are now going to board people with tickets from rows B to D, get on, and then all the E's just walk up and stand in front and cause massive delays as they show their tickets and they go, no, sir, you weren't called, we made an announcement, you weren't called, go to the back. Okay, cool, thank you. And it really frustrates me. And especially, let's form a line. and people just come in from everywhere and make into this little thing. So what I thought they could have at airports, and this might be a bit ridiculous, is to have the seating plan of the actual plane on the floor, just outside the gate.
I like this.
And then everyone can go and just stand there. So you're basically queuing as you would to enter the plane. But you'll never have to go in and stand there, because that's the other thing. You finally get through the queue and you think, yes, I'm getting on the plane now. And you walk down the little thing and you can see the runway and everything. And then you still queue again at the gate, at the actual door of the plane, because somebody's got there and gone, 38, is that in the cockpit? Or where's this?
Am I the pilot? What's going on here?
It's ridiculous.
Problem with your system though, one's if everyone just starts queuing to get to the space on the floor, then you've just developed an extra step in the way.
Oh, damn, I haven't thought of that. There's something I really don't like about queues. So ideally, if you don't have this new queue problem, you would have people standing as it reminds me maybe like in high school or primary school where you'd stand outside a classroom that you had before you went into the classroom. I don't know what the point of that was. The classroom was empty. It's not like people were cleaning away popcorn and things like at a cinema. Why don't you just go in? But you had to stand in a queue and then go in. Yeah. It's like that. You're basically forming another orderly queue so that the queues that we form on our own accord aren't as rubbish. That's what it's doing.
Yeah. But it means that you have to stand there and wait rather than sit on those semi-comfortable long benches.
Yeah, but those aren't comfortable.
I know, but it's
people like the illusion of sitting. But I mean, it's even worse.
Okay, well, those are two pretty good suggestions, I think. Do you have any more?
All right. Well, very recently, my wife and I went to Durban, and we did the thing where we were there a bit earlier than we should have been, so we went to go get something to eat, and I kind of lost track of time while eating, and so we had a limited time to get from the restaurant that we were in. I say a restaurant, or a spur, to get from the spur we were in back to kind of where we had to go check in. And I was trying to play it cool. My wife was like, "Oh, we really need to rush," and I was like, "No, it's fine." Inside, I was like, "Flip, actually, we might have to rush. This is quite problematic at the moment." And kind of, I guess, the reason why I wasn't really respecting or keeping my eye on the time, like the time the planes are meant to depart, is often what happens is you get there and the boarding gate's not actually open, and it opens a lot later than you are. So that idea of rushing is it's not really essential. You think, oh, you know what, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. In that case, we got there and everyone had pretty much gone into the plane. They were about to leave the front. I was like, it almost wasn't fine. My bad. Didn't tell her, but my bad. Yeah. So what I've thought of now is that if they can do it at Kauai, they can do it at the airport. Just give you one of those little buzzing things. And the moment they've opened the system, your thing buzzes and you're like, okay, it's time to go. And then you end up there at the time that you need to be there.
That's a fantastic idea.
I think you'll probably just end up a lot of people going through and trying to get tokens from them on the other side.
As you order your food.
Can I have a smoothie? No, that's not what's going on here.
Is this as you order your food, they give you the thing for your plane as well?
as you check in, whether it be self-check-in.
Your check-in will be ready in 50 minutes, and then it buzzes. And then you have to go to the gate.
I'm struggling to find fault with this.
It's a pretty genius idea.
It's a good idea.
Where do they end up? That's the problem. Everyone's just going to take them with them.
Yeah.
Or do you leave them in a bin?
You probably have to, when you go to the gate.
They put them into that pile so they make them stop buzzing.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, it would be embarrassing in your hand luggage just buzzing the whole way on the trip.
It would be embarrassing, and you'd probably get thrown into a small dark room and interrogated.
I mean,
probably.
I assume it works in the same system. No one's just going to randomly throw it away. It's not like when you got the thing at Kauai, you were like, screw it, I don't need to eat anymore, this is way better. And you run off and go show all your friends, look, I've got something that looks a bit like a UFO and it buzzes. Yeah. Well, it's not going to buzz anymore because your meal's far gone. So I think in the same way, people aren't going to all of a sudden get this and be like, forget about my flight, I'm taking this home with me, yay! Who needs to go to Germany when I got one of these things? So that's, I reckon,
that's a good idea. Dylan?
My idea is not technically in the airport, it's more the airplane, but I'm hoping you guys will be a little lenient with
We'll give it to you.
Thanks. Yeah. Otherwise we just end here and run away crying. On the plane, when they tell you, we're about to take off, please switch off your mobile phones and cellular devices and other things. People don't, for some reason. And I can't get it through my brain. Simon, you're one of them.
I am one of them.
I've flown with you a couple times now. And it's really just, it's the same thing as the queues. I love this show. I get to absolutely vent. Why would you not? We're flying 37,000 feet in the air. But you have to continue playing Angry Birds for a while.
I know why.
Why?
Because my gut feeling and
Your gut feeling does not matter.
no, but my gut
It's
feeling.
completely insignificant. Your
If
gut
they-
feeling over
If your cell
120
phone,
people's lives.
so they're banning firearms. They're even banning like little plastic knives and all sorts of weird things because they don't want anyone taking down the plane.
Yeah.
If your phone could possibly ever take down the plane, they'll be making sure that you didn't have that on you in the first place.
They
The very-
definitely could at some point have taken down the planes because we couldn't even have them on at all in the past.
Yeah.
Now you can have them on at certain times.
I just don't think they knew.
But why can't people just obey? What
It's
is
just
wrong with
because
society?
If my Angry Birds or whatever I'm playing is not going to take down the airplane. If it was, they would have been actually sorry.
Okay, so
what
what
about
about
the
the
Can't
person?
take, you can't take your scissors, you can't take your phone.
What about this
Here's
then?
your voucher, get a phone when you land on the other side.
What about this then? The person who's texting or is actually talking on the phone and they take off. You don't feel a bit in your
I
stomach?
just feel that's
like,
going to
I
be
do.
a conversation
I'm
that
with
ends.
you on this.
Andrew's with me on
I'm
this.
with you on this.
I'm very grateful.
I think you're very disrespectful. But Karen, I want to hear your invention.
So the invention...
Just let him speak. I want to hear his invention.
How
For
long
people like
speak?
you.
How
For people
long-
like, be quiet.
How long is that conversation going to last anyway? It's going to be, oh, we're about to take off. I know, I can't hear anymore. I'm going to switch my phone off.
Or, oh, we're about to take off. Sorry, everyone. I crashed the plane. It could be... Oh, this is the invention, right. You know, sometimes... I don't think this is a real-life thing, but I've seen it in a sketch. Somebody goes to the bathroom, they come back out, and a thing flashes above saying, didn't wash hands. And it's very embarrassing, and the rest of the pub get to see that. Now this, there must be a way to track which seat somebody is broadcasting cellular rays. So then we all just get alerted. So-and-so in 38J still has their phone on, and then we can all just kind of scorn them, and they'd feel bad enough to hopefully turn it off. If they don't, then we're dealing with a whole new type of sociopath.
But most people that are on their phones are often on their headphones as well, and so they're not actually going
Those
to
are
hear
the most
that.
annoying. Oh, I don't need to watch the safety video for if the plane goes down.
Of course you don't need to watch it if you've watched it 1,000 times already.
Well, who's flown 1,000 times
Sorry,
already?
have they all of a sudden changed the way the seatbelt works, or the fact that the thing comes? No, it's all the same. In fact,
Okay, so if
they use the
well,
same videos on the
here's the
same
question.
planes, on
If
different
the thing
planes.
falls down for oxygen, do you help yourself first or the child next to you?
You help yourself first, so that you are able to help the child next to you.
I'm going to butt in here and say that I think that your idea is great, but it's not harsh enough.
Oh, damn.
Because I mean, just shaming the people, sort of kind of like oh, that guy is still on his phone. That's not enough. Either you revoke their drinks privileges, or the mask comes down and it actually makes them go to sleep, or something way more harsh.
I think you've just stumbled on the best invention of all time. The make the rowdy passenger go to sleep / the baby who's crying
Just
go to
I
sleep.
don't think you're just allowed to do that to little children. Otherwise,
Yeah, but
parents would be
they
doing
wouldn't
that.
Know. They wouldn't know until afterwards. When
you
why
fake
would
an
they?
emergency to
Oh,
get the
that's
child.
so clever.
Sorry.
Pilot's going, oh, turbulence. Everyone, especially that baby, better go get that mask.
Yeah. From now on, it's babies first.
Just for this emergency, babies first, then no one.
All right, so you've basically come up with the best invention. Points to you.
Yeah. Well, I have some other inventions that I
Okay.
want to share with you. This first one, it's a little bit controversial.
Good.
And I think it was the I'm not going to specify. I'm just going to say an army has come up with this.
All right.
And the idea is that you have a combatant or someone who's bringing a potential threat onto the plane, and what this is a room that instead of walking through an X-ray, basically each passenger has to go into this room where instead of scanning you,
Yeah.
the room just tries to set off anything that you may have on your person.
Oh my word.
And basically, if you have something, you detonate in the room.
This was.
That's hectic.
What if you were the third person into the room after detonation?
I
How
think if
horrible.
they have-
It's like just a normal person walking through with their hand luggage and 2 suicide bombers have exploded in it just before. How traumatic.
I think there might be like a bit of time delay between explosions. But I thought it was quite cruel, but in a sense quite effective.
Definitely effective.
What if you're just a little kid that's taking his science project onto a plane? All of a sudden you've made his little volcano of like Nesquik explode.
I've often seen those been taken onto planes. It's a big problem in airport security.
I think it's a fantastic idea, if not a little messy.
Yeah, it would be messy, but effective.
You know what's going to be the problem, of course. You know how you walk around and you joke around, oh, you can't say bomb in an airport, don't say bomb, and somebody goes, oh, this milkshake's the bomb. You expect people to like fly in from the roof and kick you in the face. What happens in a time when people can read thoughts? Because it's so hard.
You've jumped a couple of generations.
Yeah, sure. But eventually people will be able to read thoughts, I'm sure.
They'll just be reading a whole lot of people's thoughts saying, don't think bomb, don't think bomb,
Yeah.
don't think bomb.
Do you know how hard it is to not think about bombs when you're walking around at an airport?
It's quite hard.
I'm just saying, I'm going to be pushed over very quickly and like taken into some little room.
Two
What were you
things-
thinking?
Two things have happened in this weird thing that you've just suggested. Is one, you've come across like a terrorist. It's very hard not to think about bombing the place when you walk into an airport.
I'm sure.
And
Of all the
secondly,
people, you're the one who walks in. Yeah, I'd like to check this through. Oh, there's scissors in it. I'm sure you've also been tempted to, with the friends around, go, hey guys, the bomb. Let's see what happens, bomb.
Well, my next invention is far more practical and safe.
Oh.
And it's for the business traveler who doesn't take a lot of luggage. You've got your small luggage bag, and basically it folds out into a scooter. So you have, if you can imagine one of those handheld scooters which you stand on like that, horizontally, then the luggage is just on the front, just over the front wheel.
Okay, so this is for in the airport.
So in the airport, you fold it down, you scoot to your destination, you fold it up again, you get on the plane.
I like
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that, except for the noise it's probably going to make.
I'll buy one of those and use it as transportation to get to work.
I thought that would be quite cool.
When you first said that, I was still in my head on the planes. I was like, why are people needing a scooter on the plane? How lazy are these people?
No, this is to cruise the airport.
As you're taking off, you use it to get to the back of the plane. And then when you're landing, you come back down. You don't even have to kick.
It's perfect.
I think that would be a great invention.
Yeah, I
It
think
would
it's
help
good.
me immensely because I'm lazy. Well, that was this week's show of the Brother Streep Garage of Groundbreaking Inventions. Please like the video below, share it with your friends, and send us some comments. And we'll see you next time.
Yay!